But anyways, guys, welcome to the top 10 plus bonus hardest cards to actually pull off. Now, we didn't really have an order. If you're watching this on the live stream, you guys can feel free to chime in. If I felt like that there was any cards missing, I'll definitely be adding them to the description. And if you guys want to help me out with this, tell me some of these other obscure cards that we may not have actually even heard of or seen, because a bunch of these cards I didn't even know existed because no one plays them because they're too hard to pull off. There's a lot of honorable mentions and a lot of other things that we'll get into, but let's just get started and talk about some of the cards that are really difficult to actually pull off in this game, guys. But anyways, YuGiOh Richie is actually a really difficult card to pull off. I didn't even know this guy was an actual Yu-Gi-Oh card, but anyways, to actually bust out this card, he actually is summoned by tributing one great Dizard that has fulfilled its condition. So you actually have to get out this guy first, and he is a level 6 that has to be tributed to actually bust out. But how you actually bring out this guy is by summoning the great Dizard, and what you have to do with him is you actually have to destroy 2 monsters by battle. With 1900 attack and a tribute, good luck doing that in 2017. By the way, I also wanted to mention really quick the list that we've made together. The thing is that there are cards that can bring out cards much easier through Pendulum, so that might be why some of these things are not featured. However, this card will be an exception because this card is there for the memes. But yeah, so Great Dizard has to kill 2 things, then he can finally get the effect to actually bust out this card. So that is very difficult. And the card it's actually not too bad. It stops spells and traps, but this guy, he has to destroy 2. Next one up, Rainbow Dragon. A lot of you guys wanted me to mention this card, and that's because this card is a fan favorite card that a lot of people would like to be running. However, what's interesting with Rainbow Dragon is to summon it, you have to have 7 different Crystal Beast cards with different names on your field or in your graveyard. By the time you have that in 2017, you've probably already lost the duel. But next up, some of the cards that bring out these other larger cards, I kind of wanted to group them together. Things like Machina Force or the Summon Reactor SK, where you have to have like a total of 4 different monsters on the board. I guess you can argue you can Pendulum Summon, but at that point, like, how are you going to complete your scale? Summon, 4 monsters, and then also you finally get out that last monster. It's just one of those difficult cards to pull off. Again, it requires like very specific cards, and it's like you have to have tribute this, and then you can finally get out this. And at the end of the day, this card is just a beat stick of 4600. So he's not too good, but we're here to like get out the hardest cards to actually summon. And I'll be giving you guys some gameplay footage pretty soon of showing you guys all of these like really difficult cards to pull off in action. It might take me a while to get them, but anyways, next up, Spirit of the Pharaoh, probably one of the more difficult and obscure cards to actually get out. So in order to actually get this guy, you have to get him out with the effect of the first sarcophagus. So to get the effect of the first sarcophagus, so you activate this card, and during each of your opponent's end phases, you place 1 card face up on your side of the field from your hand or deck in this order. The second sarcophagus and the third sarcophagus. So it's very, very slow. You have to wait multiple end phases, and you have to place this down, and it's a trap card. And then on top of that, you have to place all of the sarcophaguses, 1, 2, and 3, and then you can finally summon this guy. And what does this guy do? Well, when this card is special summoned, you can just special summon up to 4 level 2 or lower Zion type monsters from your graveyard. Not the worst effect, but good luck getting that in 2017. Alright, but next up, guys, Dark Sage. Now this card, I would definitely give you guys some gameplay of this. This card is so hyped when you get to pull it off. Very anime and family friendly. When you get that effect of Time Wizard off, everyone gets really hyped. But Dark Sage, so in order to get this guy out, you have to tribute a Dark Magician after the effect of Time Wizard, in which you called the coin right, goes off. So not only do you have to have a Dark Magician to actually tribute, you actually have to have Time Wizard, which is a card that, actually I should probably type in, I think it's Time Dash Wizard, is it one word? Time Wizard. Okay, apparently I don't know how to spell Time Wizard. There it is, it's Time Space Wizard. Anyways, Time Wizard, he has an effect where you have to flip a coin, and if you call it wrong, you destroy everything, so it completely destroys your field, and then you take damage. But if you call it right, you get to Regeki, your opponent's field. You have to get this effect, and it has to go correct, and then you can finally summon the Dark Shades, and you have to have a Dark Magician, so good luck trying to pull that off. It's hype when it happens, though. Anyways, the next one up is some Exodia stuff. So, Contract with Exodia is a spell card that says if you have all 5 pieces of Exodia into the graveyard, you get to summon 1 Exodia Necros from your hand, which is the next card up. So, an Exodia Necros must be special summoned by that specific effect, and then once per turn during your standby phase, it gains 500 attack, And then also, you have to destroy this card unless all 5 of these cards are in your graveyard. So it's relatively mediocre at 1800 attack, obviously, not the biggest threat. But it's just a really difficult card to pull off, because if you have like that many Exodia parts in the graveyard, you can just back up Soldier and go for a game. Why even bother running the other card? That's the way I see it. Why even bother running Contract with Exodia? But anyways, next up, Zushin. Pretty hard to pull off. So how this card works is you special summon it from your hand by tributing a monster you control with 10 counters. So once per turn, you reveal this card in your hand, and you target 1 level 1 normal monster you control. Keep this card revealed until the end of the turn, and you place a counter on him. But it's unaffected by other card effects, and during damage calculation, the attack and defense of this card become equal to the current attack of the monster battling, plus 1,000. But that means you have to wait 10 turns to even get out this card, potentially. Oh gosh, you guys are horrible with the comments. But anyways, next up, the Sphinx cards, the movie cards that you guys got, and you probably threw them in the trash. You guys probably still have them in your binders, and no one looking to trade for them. I remember so many people just have these in the side of their trade binders. No, what's the point? No one wants these, right? So anyways, the Great Sphinx over here is super hard to actually pull off. So it has to be summoned by paying 500 life points when Andro Sphinx and Telesphinx are both on the field. And there's really no good effect with them, other than when it's special summon, you pay 500 life points to increase it by 3,000. Yeah, you can maybe attack for game, but other than that, I mean, if you have the other cards, you probably already had game anyways. So again, you have to control these 2 guys to get them out on board, and to get these guys out on board, you have to pay extra life points, and then on top of that, you have to have Pyramid of Light. And then if this card is destroyed, you have to destroy the other cards. So like this card, to get it off, you have to have this card, which is a trap, so it's slow already. Then you have to pay 500, then you have to pay another 500 to get out this guy, and then you can pay 500 to get out this guy. Good luck. Next up, Destiny board, a classic win condition. It's so hard to pull up. I know that they released other support for it, but it's still one of the legendary effects to go off. It's so hard to pull off. Good luck getting that effect off. Anyways, next up, Venom Noggin, the deity of poisonous snakes. So, it must be special summoned by the effect of Rise of the Snake deity. It cannot be special summoned by other ways. So it gains 500 attack for each reptile in the graveyard. And then it cannot be targeted. It's unaffected by basically everything. And then on top of that, every time it would be destroyed, you can banish a reptile monster from your graveyard instead. Oh, I'm sorry, when it's destroyed by battle. It can only be destroyed by battle. So it's unaffected by everything, but it can be destroyed by battle. And it gains 500 attack for each reptile. And then once it goes and gets destroyed by battle, which is pretty much the only way you'd normally be able to kill him, although he kaiju, right? But, yeah, you banish a reptile and then you can special summon it back. But when it inflicts battle damage, you get to actually place a Hyper Venom counter. And when there's 3 Hyper Venom counters, you actually win the duel. So it's a win condition. It's super hard to pull off because you have to actually get out with Rise of the Snake Deity. And to activate the effect of Rise of the Snake Deity, this card over here, Vitamin the King of Poisonous Snakes, has to be destroyed except by battle. So it has to be destroyed by a card effect, and then you get to activate this, then you get to bring this card out. And this card, you have to activate, cannot be special by another effect, a monster's effect. But yeah, not the easiest thing to pull off in the game. Next up, Hollis, the Crate of Light. So to actually special summon this card, you have to tribute the monsters whose original names are Slifer the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, and the Winged Dragon of Ra. Yo, thank you, Paul, for the subscription. Shouts to you, man. But, anyways, yeah, you have to tribute 3 cards, and I believe it's the Winged Dragon of Ra that can't be special summoned. Winged Dragon. There's one of the god cards you cannot special summon. Yeah, the Winged Dragon of Ra cannot be special summoned. However, you can special summon Obelisk, and you can also special summon Slifer, the Sky Dragon, I believe. Yes, the board cards for tribute. It's basically Ra that makes this card so difficult to pull off. Otherwise, you just send 3 cards to the graveyard, somehow search out Soul Charge, bam, you've won the duel. And you can't respond to it. Very, very good stuff indeed. Then we have Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth. This card has to be in every one of the top 10 hardest cards. Now, like I said, this is top 10 plus bonus because there's just so many things that people can argue, and that's why I wanted to add more spice up to the game. But Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth definitely deserves a spot. However, I feel like the #1 spot right now has to be Sophia. Oh, actually, well, we got some other cards to go over, but the #1 spot has to be Sophia over here. The reason why Sophia, guys, has to be on this top list is because of Link Era. So first off, let me read how to get this card out. So it cannot be normal summon or set. It must be special summon from your hand by banishing a face-up Ritual, a Fusion, a Synchro, and Exceed monster, and it cannot be special summoned by any other ways. And anyways, when it's special summon, you get to banish all cards on both on the field in both players' hands and graveyards, and you can't respond to this card's activation. So basically, it's like, I'm coming out, I'm 36, let's reset the duel. Pretty good, decent effect, but because of links, I want to see someone pull this off. I really would love to see someone pull this off. If you can, man, you are a legend. Some of the other cards, Armatile, the Chaos Phantom, so it requires Oriah, Haman, and Striking Thunder. All of these Sacred Beasts, I believe is what they're called. You gotta get all those out, and it has 0 attack, but when it attacks, it gains 10,000 attack. It's just kind of hype to pull it off, but it's just difficult to pull off. Another thing that's really hard to actually pull off is the win condition of the Ghost Trick, Angel Mischief. So if you keep on attaching more material to this, it requires 10, you can actually win the duel. But any deck can definitely make it. It's just really difficult to pull off, though. A lot of you guys wanted to mention F-Zero Utopic Future. I felt like the card was kind of easy to pull off. I remember it saw some play in a few decks against Cosmos because you would just absorb the monster, so it really helped out. But some other cards that are really obscure. Elemental Hero Divine Neos. You have to have 5 Neos, New Space, New Spatian, or Hero monsters, including at least 1 Neos or 1 Hero monster. It's just difficult to pull off. And what does it get? Well, it gains 500 attack until... Oh wait, hold on. It's you banish one of those cards, and it gains 500 attack and, until the end phase. Also, it gains the effect of the banished monster, which that effect can be good, but at the end of the day, it's difficult to pull off. But anyways, Rainbow Neos requires Elemental Hero Neos, Rainbow Dragon, or Rainbow Dark Dragon, and it has multiple different effects. So it's multiple effects, or that once per turn you can activate one of these effects. So you send one monster you control to the graveyard to shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. If you send a spell or trap card, you get to shuffle all spell and trap cards your opponent controls into the deck, or you can send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard to shuffle all cards in your opponent's graveyard into the deck. So it has like a really crazy effect, but it's just really difficult to pull off, obviously, from its requirements. Some of you guys wanted me to mention some of the other cards. Dystopia. It's summoned by sitting 4 level 1 monsters, and because of pendulums, I just felt like I could have put them here. I know we put Great Moth, but Great Moth gotta be in here, alright? So, actually I didn't go over the effect of Great Moth. Great Moth's effect, to actually summon this card, you actually have to tribute a Petite Moth on the 6th of your turns after Petite Moth has been equipped with Cocoon Evolution. Here is Petite Moth, which is normal vanilla, does nothing, and then here's Cocoon of Evolution. So what it does is it makes it so if you equip this to Petite Moth, the attack and defensive Cocoon of Evolution is applied to Petite Moth. So you have a 2200 defense monster, and it has to last 6 turns. Good luck doing that. Like, it's just not happening. Gate Guardian, with the whole pendulum mechanic, much easier, but you tribute Sangan of Thunder, Kaizujin, and Sujin. Those are all the cards that normally you'd have to tribute to get it out. Great Moth says it can only be summoned? Oh, it can only be special summoned after. Okay, you're right. Okay, my bad. So you can't even pendulum. Okay, the card still, it deserves a spot here. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, technically you could pendulum this, right? But yeah, okay. So Petite Moth, my bad on that. But other cards I kind of wanted to mention on this, Mass Beast Desgardius. So to get this card out, you have to tribute 2 monsters, including at least one of them being the Grand Tiki Elder or Melkid the 4-Faced Beast, which makes this card. Technically, these cards they're just vanillas, and you have to tribute them to get out this card. And what does this card do? Well, you get to equip the Mask of Remnants from your deck to 1 monster. It's a really mediocre effect. It's just really not that difficult. Next up, Marza DeVille over here. So to summon this card, you have to tribute a Warrior of Zera. And Pandemonium also has to be on the field, and it can make your opponent discard 3 cards. I thought this card was not that bad, if we can pull it off. But yeah. Anyways, next up, the Commander Covington over here is just required. It's one of the cards I wanted to put over there. And then we have Majestic Star Dragon. It requires Majestic Dragon plus Star Dragon plus 1 non-tuner mod. It's just really not that great for its effect. And that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. A lot of you guys probably wanted a Majestic Star Dragon deck, which I had requests back in the day when this card came out. It's just not really a good card, but it's summoning like requirements are way too hard to actually pull off. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing the list. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know if you felt like I missed on any really hard cards to summon. But I think that Sophia is probably number 1, but Petite Moth definitely has to be number 2. I mean, I don't know, we could argue maybe number 1, but you guys can let me know what you guys felt like was the top 10. Again, this is a top 10 plus the bonus, because a lot of you guys were arguing which one should be on like the top 10s, but I just decided let's just go add some more for the funds. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing the list of the top 10s But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, if you watch this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button for more crazy Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 10 lists. But anyways, thanks for watching. We're out.